It's fighting talk with Pecco Bagnaia. He knows that he has the championship lead, but we need to beat him to gain some improvements and upgrades for our Repsol Honda. I'm ready for it, and I'm ready to bring back this 3-point deficit and give us a chance to fight for the MotoGP World Championship. Last time out, it was a successful race where we absolutely dominated proceedings here in Le Mans. But now we move across to Catalunya to hopefully taste the Prosecco once again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. So from third place on the grid, front row start yet again, waiting for the red light to disappear, and hopefully we get a good launch here in Catalunya. No, we definitely do not. The Repsol Honda struggling at this stage of the career mode to start quite well. You might see Digi Antonio there on the right hand side of the screen. Factory Ducati, of course, has got a long lap penalty for impeding. What the hell was that? For impeding me in the qualifying. In fact, what on earth happened then? I sort of got picked up from Alex Rins. It's all going Pete Tong here in the early stages of this Catalunya sprint. Riders all over the place as well. I'm going to try and get through as many as I can. There's Alex Rins, who caused my sort of sideways shunt. He has now crashed out of this session. But yeah, in the qualifying, I've got to confess, it was an absolute nightmare. From practice to qualifying, it was just constant yellow flags and people impeding me going into turn one. A little bit frustrating to be stuck behind so many riders in the practice and qualifying sessions. And in fact, fun fact for you, only 9 riders actually set a qualifying lap because there were so many yellow flags. I only got 1 lap in. That's how bad the yellow flags were in the Catalunya sprint. It's almost exceeded track limits there. As we are caught behind Marc Marquez, Maverick Vinales is leading away, and of course, as mentioned earlier, I need to try and beat Pecco Bagnaia this weekend. Big improvements coming my way if we can end this race, or at least this weekend, on a higher championship position than the world champion himself, Pecco Bagnaia. Little lunge onto the right hand side there. This is the New Holland corner. Vinales is leading relatively comfortably at the early stages of this Catalan sprint. Jorge Martin in third, just behind championship leader and champion Pecco Bagnaia. Pedro Costa on board the Aprilia, of course, in fourth place. And I'm going to go for a very late lunge there on Marc Marquez. I don't think he's going to appreciate that, will the number 93. In fact, I don't think the number 93 supporters will be happy with that either, as we did give him quite a bit of a nudge into turn one, and I think I might have got away with any sort of warning. It was a late lunge, but probably not as late as Marquez's lunge on Joan Mir at the Thai International Grand Prix. Now go over to the right hand side, back onto the left. This is the Repsol corner. Of course, the last year we'll have the Repsol on the bike as well for the Hondas. Talks of LCR, or Castrol Honda should I say, becoming a thing. I don't know what LCR branding will then use after that, unless they all run all the bikes with the Castrol livery. But enough about that. We're focusing right now, right here, in our challenge, our charge to take over the Prima Prama Ducati's third position. Easier said than done, because we still have to get through on Pedro Acosta as well. He was very tight to the apex into turn 10. You have to be careful there, because too tight to the apex in that corner usually results in catastrophe. Oh, almost made contact with Pedro there. Continue to lean over on the right hand side from the Bank Sabadell into the Europe car for 13. Power on into the New Holland corner, and we are closing in on Pedro Acosta. One thing we did upgrade, don't forget, in that Jerez test is the speed, the engine power. So with the slipstream we should, in theory, I thought we would be, but we should be close enough to a lunge into turn one, which we have been able to do. Into Elf, closing in rapidly now onto the rear of Jorge Martin. Oh, goodness me, we both actually exceeded track limits for a moment there. A quick spell off the second as Pedro Acosta comes up on the inside. Oh, I caught that beautifully in the ultra-wide monitor. Beautiful. Now back up on the inside into turn 4, right on through, on cue, was Pedro Acosta on the OLED ultra-wide monitor. And of course, you've heard that before if you're a long subscriber of the channel. Now into the Repsol corner. We might be able to pull back a few points here on Pecco Bagnaia. Of course, their championship is as close as it possibly can be at the moment. Pecco taking a few more points away from us. This will be a 4-point swing, don't forget. So we can put us right near him once again. Right, we're actually going to be losing a bit more points here if Bagnaia stays as he is. Onto the brakes into turn 10. You can usually get closer to the AI in those sort of corners, regardless of what difficulty you're on. I'm currently on 120%, as you may or may not know. And we are able to beat them up on the brakes into turn 1 and turn 10. That's where I need to be strong. There's like a Costa wheeling there. He does look really good on that RSGP. He's the only Aprilia that's been doing well, actually. And Ea Bastianini has been crashing out of almost every session. And I haven't seen a hide a hair of Miguel Oliveira or Joan Mir on board the Aprilias. And that's wrong, yes, Joan Mir is on board the Aprilia with Pedro Acosta, his teammate in the Noale factory bikes. So it looks like it's just brightening up a little bit here. Here on lap 4, Pedro, whoa. Pedro. Got really close to my rear tyre there onto the RC213V Honda. Thought he was going to clatter me in that change direction into turn 2. We have found some time actually in the first split as we lean into turn 4. Into the right-hander across the front! Oh no! We've dropped the front! Oh, and I'm spinning the rear as well! Oh my lord! Thank goodness it had not rained. I would have done the Angel Piqueras bit of a weird moment as he had in Motegi, of course, a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness. That is our first major mistake this season. Look at that, Agora going back over the inside. Wow. On board the VR46 Ducati. And there is Joan Mir. I mentioned him earlier. There he is on board the Aprilia. So no points on offer then. After that absolute catastrophe. I can't believe that's my first major mistake this season. For a rookie, that's pretty good. We must remind ourselves that we are indeed a rookie. Whoa. Bit tight there to Lakai Schiffer turn 10. As I mentioned earlier, easy to go down if you touch that apex. And in fact, in turn 4, where I actually lost the front the same way, it's another prime example of just touching the curb on lean angle can cause disaster. So unfortunately for us, it's curtains for this session. We will not be on the podium to continue our podium streak. Still trying to work extra hard now to get back up to the point scoring positions, of course. Only the top 9 score points here in the sprint sessions. Really late on the brakes there. Not bad, actually, as Joan Mir and Brad Binder both make a mistake. And whoa, we sent it up on the inside of Joan Mir like he was standing still. Wow. Maybe we'll get a warning for that. We were quite aggressive. We almost chopped his knee off as we now fire it up on the inside of the South African. As the Brit has begat the Safa. So from 11th now, what can we do? Look at this big chain of riders. That goes all the way up to Alex Marquez. Or is it Marc Marquez? It could be Marc. He's leading the train. What position would that put us in? Possibly around 4th, 5th place, something like that. Trying to see in the distance there to see who it is, but it's kind of difficult to work out. But we've got Oliveira, Bastianini, Marquez. I think that's Aleix Espargaro. One of the Gas. Yeah, it's a good position that. We're around 4th, 5th place, so I think we can catch up to them. We just got to continue as we're doing. Catch really close to them and just go for every single... Oh my lord, I've dropped the front again. So unfortunately, yeah, we're going to pull in here because unfortunately we'll not be finding any points whatsoever. So it's a bad day at the office here in the sprint. So those are your Tissot sprint results. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, yeah, not good for us. No points. Pecco Bagnaia takes away 9 points for us and puts us in a more difficult situation now to even achieve our goal this weekend. We're going to have to basically win in the race and hopefully something goes wrong for the world champion. Well, this is unexpected, ladies and gentlemen, but it has rained and this looks to be a fully wet race. It is absolutely drenched here in Catalunya. Let's see what we can do from 3rd place on the grid. We had a decent start there. We're down to 6th. We're much better start than we were in the dry, so we're clearly better starting in the wet as we go round the outside of Jorge Martin. There's the race winner from the sprint. That's Maverick Vinales on board the Prima Prama Ducati. He looks a bit squirrely though, look at him. He's a bit loose. I might be able to go around here. I know the AI, whoa, big contact, but I know the AI can be a little bit strange in the early stages of wet races, so I need to take full advantage here. I cannot afford to have Pecco Bagnaia leading this race at all. And I don't think... Yeah, I think this is going to put us in a tough situation here. I don't think we can achieve that objective that I wanted to achieve here today. So we might not be gaining any ground against Bagnaia, and possibly not any extra upgrades have gone wide. I should be paying attention. Trying to build up the championship. It is only, what, round 6? We still have plenty of time to make this championship interesting. As Pecco Bagnaia, he's got the hammer down. A whole second ahead of us he is now. Down the anchors. Oh my lord, he's a bit wide there for Lakaisha. I will say, in practice, I was held behind a lot of riders, and when they went wide, they usually crashed in turn 10. So now I'm curious to see if that is going to happen. I'm not ready to call this one off yet. I'm going to keep on pushing, and we'll see what happens. I know that AI do like a good mistake into turn 10. It's happened in Moto 2, it happened I think even in Moto 3, and it's even happened in that Aleix Espargaro video I did a while ago. So I'm not going to count it out yet, but I am going to push like mad to try and stay with him. Bang that pressure on the world champion. Really tight the apex there for both riders. Ducati, Honda and Ducati on the podium right now. Of course, this would be more points going into the favour of Pecco Bagnaia. A further 5 points in his current 12-point advantage after the Tissot sprint. Almost had a wheel off there into the green. Concentration is scaled up in the wet conditions. I have to ride in, of course, such a more gentle way than you do in the normal dry race. 8 tenths of a second, 7.5 tenths of a second. I am quite nippy around this sector though. Sector 1 and 2 seem to be pretty good. How is it faring in the wet? Into the Campsa corner, just gently on the brakes, so into that right-hander. I did lose time though. Here it comes, the dreaded turn 10. Pecco, send us a gift. Oh, he has! He has! He dropped it! He dropped the front! Oh, Pecco, you shouldn't have. An early Christmas present from the world champion. Oh, I just felt it. I felt that coming from a mile off. I'll take that. We aren't going to win the objective, however, but I guess we've got we can take the victory. I just knew it. It always happens. I'm pretty certain the last time I did a race here, it happened identically. We will get more crashes in turn 10, I can assure you. As long as it's not me, I'll be alright. But I have done many practice races just by myself. Maybe they haven't been recorded. I know it happened in the Aleix Espargaro video. There you go. They cannot be trusted in turn 10, regardless of difficulty. Even our 120% AI still flummox Lakaisha corner. So then, different challenge now, I guess. Now it's down to us to just focus on maintaining this lead ahead of Maverick Vinales. Let's hopefully build the lead, and then I can start to relax towards the end of the video and I can start chatting about everything and nothing. But for now, I think that's a bloody good task for us to do. I think we're quite capable of doing that because we did it in Le Mans. We were very strong in the wet conditions, and we were strong no matter what, really, in the wet conditions or wherever it was in Le Mans. We were pretty strong all the way throughout. And to be honest, apart from the consistent crashes from the AI in the practice and in the sprint, well, maybe not the sprint, but the qualifying here in Catalunya, I felt absolutely unstoppable. The second I started, we were just churning at lap times, and then all of a sudden I just couldn't seem to get it right after that because I constantly kept getting laps invalidated because AI crashes. So in the end, I just did 1 or 2 laps and thought, well, forget it. I can't do any better than this because they just keep crashing. And the way the AI comes out of the pits in this track is a constant annoyance. I hit the rear tyre of Luca Marini, Brad Binder almost every single session. It was a bloody nightmare, I'm telling you. So I'm surprised it was only Digi Antonio who got an impeding penalty. And in fact, speaking of Digi, he's down there in 8th place. Of course, last Grand Prix was in Thailand. He won't be racing now until next season, of course. Rumoured to be Andrea Iannone bouncing in and replacing Fabio Di Gianantonio for the VR46 squad. Of course, I think it would be nice to get someone like Nicola Bulega, but I think because of their history with them being part of the VR46 Academy many years ago, I don't think that will work. So probably likely to bring Andrea Iannone to the forefront, or possibly even Danilo Petrucci. That could be a good idea. Of course, recent experience with one of the GP Desmos Adichie bikes. I think last time Petrucci touched one was what, GP22? GP21 maybe? So yeah, definitely opportunity for Petrucci to jump back on a bike he has won on before. The gap at the moment, 2.3 seconds it is to Maverick Vinales in second. Look at Augusto Fernandez. Wow, I did not see that. He's up to 6th place. I think he was up there in the sprint as well, actually. He was doing pretty good. Fair play to the Spaniard, Moto2 World Champion, of course. Likely to be returning back to Moto2 next season, which I don't mind. Not really given a good seat in MotoGP now. Well, actually, no seat at all. There was no seat on offer for Augusto. He actually had a very good rookie season, but his second season in the campaign hasn't done so well. He actually led, he had the most overtakes of any rider in his rookie season as well, actually. Whoa, a little bit wide there, just got caught looking at the pit lane graphics. As we now go onto the brakes into the 11th corner. Gap is somewhat stagnant at 2 seconds. Is the Rainmaster going to win again? Still plenty of laps in this one. But unless the AI is going to form a charge, I do not think we will be deterred. I'll be keeping an eye on those lap times. 46.6 is enough for us to be the fastest on track. And we get something similar this rotation of Catalunya. Nice and tight to the apex of the Repsol corner. Just steady on the power. Nice and calm. Gently bring it on, then brake on the angle into the left-hand side for the TB3. Quite possibly my favourite combination of corners here in Catalunya. I love that corner. Braking on that angle, turn into the tight apex, dice with death, because if you touch the apex there, it's over. And then fire it out onto the right-hand side. Back onto the brakes and into the Lakaisha corner. This is where Bagnaia crashed, what, 2 laps ago. Is anyone else going to crash behind us? They're all entering turn 10. Oh, Augusto Fernandez has gone. He's the last person in that list I wanted to crash. It's such a nice feel-good moment. Oh, he's out. He didn't want none of it. Once he'd gone down, that was it. He said, no thanks, I'm done. I wanted Augusto to do well, actually. It'd be nice to see the gas up there fighting again. Since Pedro Costa's moved on to the Aprilia, we will not see the gas near the front. It's actually a team of Augusto Fernandez and Jack Miller on board the RC16's secondary squad. Now on to turn 2. Just noticed our gap was under 2 seconds for a moment there. Possibly a bit misleading, just the way I entered into the 11th corner. Maybe not too much to call for concern yet. You know, I'm going to rue the day I crashed in the sprint in that very corner there. Because if I hadn't have crashed, and I maintained that position, or even the second crash, we might have actually achieved a few points that would give us the lead in the championship. And as I said earlier, it's not about the lead in the championship, it's about getting those extra upgrades for the team. They give you little objectives throughout the season you must achieve, and once you do them, you get given more rewards. And then that'll increase the bike's performance. But then again, if we're doing alright as we are, do we really need the bike improvements? I don't want to make this season easy. And this could be my first back-to-back victory if we stay as is. We have all the chances. I'm sure we can do it. Of course, it was a brilliant race in Le Mans for round 5. course, Jerez had some fun moments as well. Of course, I had that perfect save, don't forget, in the previous round. In fact, which round is that? Round 4? I've got myself all muddled up here. I'm pretty certain the last event was Le Mans. Yeah, it certainly was. So we had the save before it, and then, of course, we had the perfect weekend in Le Mans, where we did pretty much everything. Sprint victory, pole position, fastest lap in the sprint, fastest lap in the race, and then the race victory to top off the perfect weekend. The gap's down to 1.8 again. Maverick did take 0.2 of a second away from me there, and I'm doing the same lap times. Can't actually get as quick as I did earlier, as we did on lap 3. I might have to start concentrating a bit here. All that chat and conversation can be quite difficult to navigate both at the same time. As you've seen the Ride 5 video, I had my face cam on for that one. Something else to jumble up. Juggle with is the word I was looking for there. Nice quick upshift there onto 3rd gear. Down onto 2nd for the right hander. Look how gentle we are on the front brake going onto that right hand side. And then the alternative here, get straight past where the grass ends and brake really hard. Really bring that Honda to a stop. Have to ride it like Marquez. Oh my god, what's happened behind us? Turn 10 again. Bagnaia went down. Was it Marquez? Martin went down. And Acosta. Acosta's no longer in the top 8, but somehow Bagnaia is still holding on to 3rd. And my gap is gone. What the hell happened? I got caught eye-catching. Oh my goodness, I can't even say it. I got caught eyeballing the standings on the left-hand side of the screen. Too busy gawking at what has just gone on behind us. What on earth was that? How did Bagnaia still hold on to 3rd? Oh, I can really hear Vinales now. He's in pursuit here. Look at that lead on the left-hand side of your screen. Bottom left-hand side, look at the map. Red little disc is me. The Maverick is the grey one behind us. From Maverick, there is a massive, massive gap to what I would assume is... Oh, my lord. Oh, Jesus. I'm too busy looking at that and I'm making mistakes. Right, I think that's it. I'm going to need to focus here. I was not expecting to be caught up. And no disrespect to Maverick Vinales, but he's not a big fan of the wet weather. I didn't think it'd be him. Martin out again, though. That is not doing his championship any favours. Maverick has been the star of the Pramac Ducati team. Let's get the brakes right there, just where that grass ends on the left-hand side of your screen. The gap is 6/10 of a second it is to Maverick. Oh, it's gone! Never mind. Maverick's gone. Wow. Are we putting Mario Kart bananas down behind us or something? Sending out the green shell? Something's going on. I don't know why they keep crashing behind us. Well, that's a gift and a half again. 2 gifts here in this one. Unbelievable. I really started to panic then as well when Vinales was approaching. We've got away with that one. I mean, he was rapid towards the end there. And Maverick blew it. So the gap behind us on the left-hand side of your screen, it's looking rather comfortable. 4 laps to go then. And the Honda could win again. Our 3rd victory? 3rd victory would be. What a performance. What a season. This has been really, really solid so far. Exactly what I was hoping it would be. I honestly expected a little bit more of a challenge, however. I was expecting possibly to be only getting into the top 10, maybe top 5. Didn't think victories and podiums would come so easily. But I am on the most maximum difficulty I can be. I'm thinking maybe I should start skipping the winter tests, or all the tests in general, really. And that way we can have a bike that is completely standard, no upgrades whatsoever. Maybe then it would be more challenging as it possibly could be. Maybe after this season, I will start a new career mode, but from MotoGP, where we will choose another bike like this that's not been upgraded. Maybe then. Oh, Alex Marquez has gone now. It is, it's turn 10 again. What did I tell you in the other video a few days ago? Turn 10s. Oh, and Bastianini's out. That's another race in a row now for him that he's gone down again. Gotta be careful here. Maverick has pulled in another good chunk of time there. I think he might be setting the fastest lap here. No, he didn't. Oh, it's just that we dropped into the 48s. 3 laps to go. Let's not falter now. Let's keep it together. I want this victory. Still pushing hard for it. Long right-hander. Slowly on the power. Slam the brakes just before that DHL sign. Oh, that's a bit wide actually. Could have gone a little bit more aggressive on the brakes. Just a bit tentative in the early stages. I do apologise at the latter stages of this race. I just don't want to mess this up. I feel very passionately about the wet weather conditions. I'm pretty decent. I don't want to have egg on my face. If I crash now, or any part of this one, it'll be an embarrassment. I'm not prepared to embarrass myself here in the wet. Keep it together. Keep pushing. Keep Vinales at bay. Gap is 3.7. Okay, turn 10 coming up again. Is someone going to meet the demise of the 10th corner? Mavericks through cleanly. Banyaya's through cleanly. I think we're okay this time around. Oh! I told you. I think I've seen Binder and Rins' name go down there. Turn 10 is just insane. Just ridiculous in this game. The AI just lose all thought when they go into that corner. Good to see us back into the 47s nonetheless. And here we are, 2 laps away from another 25 points. We won't get the objective done today, unfortunately, but you can't say we haven't tried. I will rue the day that I crashed into turn 4, and I'll rue the day I crashed in, coincidentally, turn 10 in the Tissot sprint. Not, 15 minutes ago. Unbelievable. I am very lucky that both Bagnaia and Vinales crashed in this one. I mean, Bagnaia is known to throw it down the road every now and again, so's Jorge Martin. Maverick, not so much. He's not really up in the front positions all that often to throw it away. But he has thrown it today. He was right there with me. We're 4 seconds clear. I feel actually a little bit better now that the tyre wear's gone significantly worse. So we're allowing the bike to manoeuvre around a bit. Slide it just that little bit more. As turn 10 approaches again. Here we go. Oh, rear wheel up in the air. They're looking like Toprak Razgatlioglu. Toprak, of course, is a world champion, 2-time world champion. And I aim to be multiple world champion myself. Oh, Bagnaia! As we've already done such a great job in Moto3 and Moto2, we've already got 2 world championships now. We're looking for what? Red flag! Bagnaia is out! Bagnaia is out! Bagnaia is gone! Has he just given us the points then? We've done it! We're victorious! And the challenge is complete. Well, apologies guys, but I'm flabbergasted. I can't believe that. That's terrific. What a great result. Let's have a look at the championship standings. And let's see what the score is all about. And as you can see, yeah, we've got the lead. What an incredible twist of events that has been. Unbelievable. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let's touch base again in a couple of days' time for the next round of our MotoGP career mode. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.